Hi, this is Leon at the Computer Room Nottingham. What I've got here is an iPad 3 that's been sent to us with a dark backlight problem. The iPad right now is switched on. I'm going to try and connect power so we can hear the charge tone. Okay, I hope you heard that there. Nothing on screen though. Now the iPad has only just switched on because the battery was flat. When the battery was flat, the backlight worked, and now it's switched on, it doesn't. Now this has happened after an attempted screen change. The touch screen here, you can see it's still got the peel off sheets on, so it's a brand new touch screen. But the issue is obviously the backlight isn't working. So yeah, what we need to do is try and find out what's going on with this. Most of the time in iPad 3 it's only half of the backlight that stops working. The circuit that powers the backlight is in two halves on the iPad 3 and 4, where if mainly one component is connected, this sort of half of the screen doesn't work, but we've got no backlight at all with this, so we're going to take a look to see what's going on, to see if it's a similar sort of thing or something different. Then we've gone right ahead and got that done. We needed to really, because the problem is with the main board. We know for a fact that the screen that was in it, the LCD screen, was working fine. We've been told that when you first switch on, the Apple symbol does come up, it sort of flickers and then goes off after a second or so. We have seen that ourselves, so it's going to be something on the main board somewhere. We're going to try and find that now to see if it can be. And this is looking at the sort of top side of the main board, if you want to say that. We've removed this cover because of the 4 out of 6 components on the main board that are responsible for getting the backlight to do its thing. We've got 2 components, one here and one here, and then 2 there and there. We've checked those, they all seem to be fine. So we've turned our attention to the underside of the main board, where there are 2 more components that have their job to do for the backlight. This one here and this one here. Now we've tested this one, there's no continuity in that whatsoever, and we've seen not much in this component. What we're going to do is change this component to see what we get, then we'll test the backlight to see what happens. The component is gone, as you can see. This here, the 2 silver dots is where the component used to be. We're just going to solder a new one in, and then we'll get testing to see if all the backlight is back or just half of it. Component soldered in, it is just here. Tested it for continuity, it's absolutely fine. So what we're going to do now is just reassemble the iPad and test the backlight. Okay, here we are. We have the iPad switched on and the backlight is nearly working. The reason I say nearly working is the component we put in, that's absolutely fine, it's working just as it should. But if we see here, the background colour doesn't help that much because it is quite dark as well. But yeah, this corner is very dark, and this bottom corner is as well. Now I think on this background, you see this sort of light colour here, it should just go all the way along until about this level. Yeah, it looks like we need to do a little bit more with the other component that we can now say is not working. So yeah, we'll get the main board back out, we'll change that component, and then we'll see it all working soon. So the main board, the component we've just removed is here. We've got the 2 silver solder pads to solder the new component to. We'll get that done, and then we'll see the backlight working soon. Here we are, we've got it switched back on. As you can see now, the screen is evenly lit, working absolutely fine again. Now we've got it uncharged because the battery power is at 1% right now. It's very, very low. But all we're going to do now is reassemble it, stick the screen down properly. We will then just leave it uncharged to get some power inside it, and that is pretty much that. Here we are, we've got the screen stuck down again, as you can see. Now we've got a passcode, so we can't get past that. We don't know the passcode, but we don't really need to because we know that the backlight is working, which is what the problem was, so that is fine. So yeah, if you've got your own iPad 3 with backlight problems of any kind, just one side not working on both sides, anything like that, for whatever reason, please do give us a call or send us a message. As you can see, we can always help.